I also play the lottery. And my question is, with that in mind, if I'm thinking of, how do I put it? All right, so I play the lottery and I think about winning. And then I think about my numbers. And I'm wondering, some of the things that I'm hearing and reading are almost like concentrating too much on it.
It isn't, you can't concentrate too much. You can just concentrate in a contradictory manner. And there is something that goes on that falls in the category of trying too hard, that says the things I really want, I need to think about more because they're harder. But in the feeling that they're harder, there's a contradiction of energy, and so they are harder. That's why things that you don't care about so much come more easily, and the things you really care about come more slowly. It's not because the things you really care about are harder to do, it's that you think they're harder to do. It's as easy to create a castle as a button.
Right.
Really, it is. If you're focused upon it and not offering a vibration that contradicts it. So when you said, let us just give you the reading on the vibration that you offered here, and even a little tittering in the crowd about it. I like to play the lottery, you said. And in saying it, there was an absolute, definite, smack in the face vibration that said, I shouldn't be trying to be a deliberate creator in this way. It was present in your vibration, and others felt it in the room about themselves as well. And what's off about that, in other words, there's nothing wrong with money coming to you in whatever way it comes, as long as it doesn't contradict some vibration within you. In other words, if you want money and you are driving down the street and the doors on an armored car fly open and a bunch of money falls out on the street, you might say, I wanted money, and there it is. And it's possible for there to be no misalignment in that. But it's more likely that in your environment, and from what we're feeling from you, that you'd say, I want money, and money fell in my lap, but this isn't really my money. And the discomfort in keeping money that doesn't belong to you would be contradictory energy. And so keeping that money would not be good for you because there's a vibrational discord. In other words, there are people who you believe say winning at all costs, and I'm just not one of them. And we say no one is a person like that. No one can stand in a place and win at all costs, because everyone has things that they see as contradiction to energy. And you just can't measure the results that you're seeing as you see people accumulating piles of stuff as the final success. How you're feeling is really what it's all about. There are people that are winning lotteries or finding fortunes who are not tuned into who they are and who are having miserable lives because they're out of balance in some other way. It's what makes people start telling the story that money doesn't make for happiness, and that story has been told so much that many people believe that money now is the root of all evil, or at least the root of some evil, maybe even a little bit of evil. And so what we are suggesting to you is you've just got to sort out how you feel. We would never say to you that winning the lottery is unlikely or illogical or improper. In other words, the lottery is the lottery, and there are people who win money with the lottery. And if your vibration is simple and pure about the lottery and you don't have a contradictory vibration about it, then you could very well be one who's inspired to the ticket that would give you a big win. It's all up to what's going on in your vibration. You have to feel. If we were standing in your physical shoes and sincere about playing that game, first we'd call it a game. We wouldn't make it crucial, and we would get ourselves into a vibrational place. We've been talking about that all day here today. Find alignment and then act. Find alignment and then act. So if you say things like, somebody has to win, it might as well be me. And it would be a fun way for me to move forward financially. But if you say something, there are a lot of things that you might say that could get you out of whack, like, I'm going to prove to the people who doubt that law of attraction is real by winning the lottery. That's off in your vibration. In other words, that sets up something, or I'm going to make up for all of the struggle that I lived all of my life by winning the lottery. No, you're not, because you just introduced all of the struggle to the vibration. In other words, you have to have a pure vibration before there's not something that stands in the way of it, you see. And so...
Well, I do feel that I feel I have that pure thought because I kind of put it off on the side. In other words, I basically know I'm going to win, but I just kind of let it. I actually do it like it's a subscription in the mail, so I don't have to like look at the numbers. And the thing that got me curious about this was the other day somebody won a big amount, and they were watching the numbers come up, and I never do that.
Well, that's why we're saying there's no right or wrong to it. It's how the individual action affects the individual vibration. And you just have to figure out by the way you feel how your individual action affects your individual vibration. That people keep wanting somebody to write a book that says this is the diet, or this is the lottery winning method, or this is the solution to whatever. And there are too many variables for there to be such a book. It's an inside job, but these things are always true. Your life has caused you to ask, and Source is lining up avenues for you. Do you know every request that you've put over there? Well, let's say the central request, begin again. All day, every day, you're asking, and these requests are coalescing into increasingly amended desires. And the broader part of you is standing as the liver culminator of all of those. And so those vibrational, let's call them vortexes on a myriad of subjects, have already been established. And law of attraction is swirling, so circumstances and events are already being lined up. And let's say that out of this myriad of desires that you've set forth, that you have 20, just for fun, 20 major topics that you're working on. 2 or 3 of them might be different relationships with different people. Some of them might be portfolio related in terms of finances. Some of them might be your enterprise or your business. In other words, let's say you've got 20 topics that are swirling there. So law of attraction is causing a coalescing, a bringing together of circumstances and events for all 20 of those major subcategories of creation. Every one of them has lined up right now, ready to pop for you, 20, 30, 40, 50 viable avenues of motion forward. Sometimes people say, well, I feel like I went to the dock and my ship had sailed. And we say, no problem, there's another and another and another and another and another and another and another. So if you hear us and accept that there is another and another and another and another, and you accept the winning of the lottery might be one, an idea about something might be another. In other words, the universe is looking for paths of least resistance to satisfy through you and through how you live and through how you think the things that you've asked for. In other words, if we could just convey to you, sometimes it looks like what you think is, oh yeah, I've asked, but there's this arbitrary board that is saying, well, the worthiness isn't quite in place, or let's let that one just stew a little longer because there's more to be learned. Nothing like that is going on. When you put it over there, all forces are moving systematically and consistently toward giving you the results that you're looking for, and to the degree that you allow through your path of most allowance or through your path of least resistance, it unfolds. You see what we're getting at? So can you feel that it is working out for you? And then play what other games you want to play. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, and this is really what we were telling our goal-setting friend earlier, we would be less intense about what we're trying to make happen, because the intensity about what you're trying to make happen is the reason for the majority of your resistant vibration. An attitude of, I will succeed, instead of, it's natural that things come to me. Feel the difference. I'm going to make it happen because I'm going to prove my worthiness because I know I am worthy. Or the universe knows what I want. It's all queued up and it's just a matter of right timing. And the universe knows even better than I do the details of what would be the best unfolding for me, you see. And when you get into that place, then it's just fun to watch the drama unfold. It's fun. The attitude that you want to have is, ooh, what's next? Let's see. In what way is the universe going to surprise and delight me with the path toward all that I've been asking for? And can't you honestly say, I don't even remember everything I put in there. I don't even remember, because some of the stuff I put in there in the middle of stuff I really didn't want. I'm not even actually sure what's in there, but you can be sure it's all good, and you can be sure you're really going to like it when it unfolds, and you can be sure it will unfold, and you can be sure Source is on it, and you can be sure nobody else is going to sweep in and snatch it away, and you can be sure it's there for you, and you can be sure you created it, and you can be sure it's on its way to you. The only thing that is questionable is how long is it going to take you to line up with it, and the answer to that is it doesn't really matter. If you're that's why we want you to be patiently and eagerly optimistic, you see. So we would play the lottery for the fun of it, period. We would say, this is fun, and I like to get impulses, and when I get an impulse, I like to write it down and see if it plays out, and I like to see how things come. Play a game while you're in traffic. Are any of you ever in traffic? Play a game. Hold a birth date in your mind, or fixate on something every day before you get into traffic. Find something to think about that has something to do with letters and numbers, and then get into traffic and watch how quickly the universe will bring to you those numbers. You're just going to thrill at how it all winds up all around you. It's uncanny, because the probability of satisfying what's active in your vibration, especially if it's a silly game that you don't really care that much about, is 100%. The universe will show you its response to your non-resistant thought again and again and again. And when you convince yourself that the universe is responding, then you can be inspired. So here's the question that we have for you about winning the lottery. So you've been hearing us talking. We know it is becoming so redundant that you could almost gag. Your source energy, you come forth, you mix it up, you throw stuff over there into your vibrational escrow, and now your work is to move in the direction of it. And so are you getting the sense that this vibrational reality is swirling, is real, and is calling you to it? Yes? So that means in the subject of winning the lottery, if my goal is to win the lottery, that means it's in there, yes? Yes. So if it's in there, that means the circumstances are already being drawn, yes? So that means the probability of the lining up of the choosing of the numbers is already set into motion, yes? So if all of that is set into motion, and my goal is to get in the vortex, then what's going to happen when I get in there? The numbers are going to occur to me, yes? Now there's a difference. So think about what we're talking about here. Are you going to dictate what numbers are called? No. Universal forces are going to line up the numbers. You're going to get in there where you can see them. You see? That's the way you go about it. In other words, you chill out and get in there, and when a vision of numbers comes to you, buy a ticket.